So Kurt Miller was one of the better coaches in the WNBA. I get it. The Sparks lost a lot of games, but I'm sorry they were in a tankathon. They were in a tankathon. I've never seen a coach get fired for being a tank commander. But apparently, according to Magic Johnson, they wanted to win. They needed to do something. So they scapegoated their coach in Kurt Miller, who was a hell of a coach. A coach that was trusted and really liked by a De'Erica Hamby. A coach who has made WNBA finals, multiple WNBA finals. Hey, I think multiple-time coach of the year. Is he 1 or 2-time coach of the year? And he just got thrown under the bus, realistically, by poor ownership. He's a 2-time coach of the year. And obviously, he's an executive of the year, too. Kurt Miller has taken revenge on the Sparks in what is one of the funniest ways possible. So, Kurt Miller again. He got fired. You know what? You can say rightfully or wrongfully fired, but it's like, at the end of the day, he got fired. It's not, it's like teams can make that decision and it is what it is. But he got hired as the front GM of the Dallas Wings. And obviously he's trying to make trades, he's trying to improve the Wings. And he basically, he got the worst record in the WNBA. They fired him after getting the best chance at the number 1 overall pick. And the team that hired him got the number 1 overall pick. And now he's taking his revenge even more by signing half the coaching staff from LA. If you know anything about the Sparks players are, they like their coaching staff. They really, really did. And the fact that Kurt Miller on Twitter has been, taking shots at the Sparks is hilarious. But, they're literally out here stealing a bunch of the coaching staff. They got Nola Henry, who's a coach in Unrivaled, who's a big assistant coach. I do really like the Dallas Wings, their hire for a head coach, because they hired, a defensive specialist when, obviously, they need defense. So they hired the defensive specialist. Kurt Miller is just hiring all of his old staff, pseudo-nepotism. That's typically how it works. More coaching GMs hire people they're comfortable with. Happens all the time. Problem is, same staff are terrible for Sparks. That's not their fault. What do you mean? The staff at Sparks, one of the best defense teams post to break. The staff at LA in playoff contention, despite being the most injury-riddled squad in the league, they didn't have the Sparks in playoff contention. But the Sparks literally, the Sparks sucked last year, but they sucked player-wise. It wasn't like they sucked coaching-wise. And that was the problem with the Sparks, is now they've lost their whole coaching staff. He has literally came in and stole. He's literally come in and just stole the team's coaching staff. It's bad enough that, even Lexi Brown is pissed off. A literal player from the Sparks is out here tweeting that, so our entire coaching staff just got relocated to Dallas. Got it. It's mad. And that just shows, the Sparks made so many real dumb decisions. One thing I will say is, I like that the Sparks... I like the trade they made with the Storm last year, where they gave up their 2026 first round pick and they took the bad contract of Kia Nurse to get the number 4 pick, was it? I think it might have been the number 4 pick or a number 2 pick, but it was to get one of them, and then they got Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson. In my opinion, if you redraft the 2024 draft, I think they're happy. I think they're really happy. I would always say, it still goes Caitlin 1, and then one of... I think you could argue that the 1, 2, 3, 4 stays the same most time in redrafts, except JC Sheldon and Angel Reese swap. There's no way in hell Angel Reese goes below 5 in a redraft. But I also think that the Sparks, if they're asked, would you take Angel Reese with your 2 or 4, they would say no. Cameron Brink has the highest potential of them all, and they're really happy with Rickea Jackson. And then I also think that if you ask the Sky which of Angel Reese or Camila Cardoso are the greater prospects, I think they would say Camila Cardoso. And that's not a knock on Angel Reese. I think this is going to go down as, I think the top 5 picks are all going to be all WNBA players. That's how strong the draft is. I think Angel Reese will make an all-W team at some stage. I think Camila Cardoso will make multiple. I think Cameron Brink will make multiple. I think Rickea Jackson will make multiple. That's how highly I rate all of them. But the Sparks are in such a weird way because they were young, and Kurt Miller did such a good job developing Rickea Jackson. Like, everybody talks about how, oh, Rickea Jackson, he didn't play her enough. He was stunting her development. Man, you can develop players in different ways. You can you can play players a bunch and they don't develop. Or you can have them on the bench. You can try to teach them to play and make them develop as well. Because the reality is, you have a really good coach that turned Rickea Jackson into a passable defender. From the worst defender in her draft class to a passable defender by the end of the year. Whereas, heck, Chrissy Size didn't develop Caitlin Clark on that end of the floor. She's meant to be a defensive coach. But this is funny, though. Like, I think it is really, really funny to see literally a coach just come in and say, yep, I'm stealing your entire staff. I'm not stealing one, I'm not stealing two, I'm stealing all of them. And if you're the Sparks players, you're like, there's no way you're like too happy with this situation. Because at least they got a decent coach, I think. I think Lynn Roberts is a good coach. Like, I do think that she's a good coach because I think she is so, like, modern that she's going to be great for the team. Like, Utah have been really, really good. I think she's going to bring in a system that's going to change the WNBA. I think Mazian, I think Roberts. I really like a lot of new coaches. I really like, specifically for the Sky, I really like Tyler Marsh as well for them. I think Stephanie White's a good coach as well. So I do like a lot of these coaches that teams are bringing in. So I don't hate the fact they got rid of him to hire Lynn Roberts, but like, they're going to be heavily reliant on her methods working straight away, which I don't think they're going to do. So yeah, honestly, I'd say the Sparks, I'm maybe not the front office because they're borderline incompetent, but I would say the players are they're just not happy with this. Like, imagine like you have a coaching staff that the players all like the coaching staff, and then they're all at another team because your franchise was dumb enough to fire a guy who was a 2-time coach of the year just because your team tanked and he was trying to tank. But yeah, it's just a mad L situation. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think Kurt Miller is setting Dallas up for fail, like some people think, or do you guys think that he was in a horrible situation last year in Los Angeles, and in fact he has gotten the Dallas Wings a significant upgrade as far as the coaching staff is concerned? I think it's the latter, but we're not going to know until the season starts. It could very, very well be the former, and I could just be completely wrong. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Am I right? Am I wrong? That is completely fine. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.